Hello everyone from Patio Frutal, the fruitful yard. It's me again. I know. I saw a video yesterday and because I was doing some preparations for incoming frost that happened last night. So last night the temperature went down to 28 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is springtime here in New England for those live in the other hemisphere. But the temperatures here in New England are quite cold and they switch almost every day by over 30 degrees. So last night temperature after having a day of in the 50s was down to 28 degrees. And I cover uh, my Arctic kiwis over here. I cover a few plants, but my Arctic kiwis here. It's on the pergola, my sitting area here. So, and as you can see, it's very windy, but I want to show you the difference that it made to have that fabric on top of the pergola. So if you see the video that I showed you yesterday, you're gonna see that these leaves over here were nice and green. And as you can see, they have suffered good cold burn. Well, they got cooked, like I usually call it. But that's what it is. I mean, the plant itself, the color of the leaves, although they're still there, they are a burnt green. And so we're just gonna move a little bit close to the fabric, and we're gonna see the difference right away. So as you see that tip right here, it's too big. You see that tip right there? That one is cooked, but that one right next to it, still green. And but the closer that we get to the fabric, you see the how it did work. See this one on the tips? It's quite cooked and burned, and right next to it, well. So the story goes the same. Some made it okay, some not in the outside. But this on this side here, they're virtually all cooked. And because it's so early in the spring, they are gonna make a comeback. But the thing that I want to show is that it did work. I mean, if I go under the pergola, as you can see right up there, that everything is green under the cover. And this pergola, it's about 18 feet long. So yeah, I covered a good section of it. I said I covered about 90% of it, and it did okay. It did very well. This one on the bottom here, you can see those in the front. Those are, cooked, but those over here are still okay. And because it's so early in the spring, I think even those that got cooked could make it out to produce fruit this year. But the thing is that by Thursday night, it's going to be another 31 degrees. So for that reason, I'm not moving the cover out of there. So I'll stay there. And so I want to show you, remember that I showed you this plum tree. It's a Shiro plum. It's a Japanese yellow plum. The frost, I don't think it did too much damage to it. Yeah, the flowers still viable, but they just look like the petals of the flowers got a little cooked. And if that was the only frost, I say, yeah, that's not gonna affect it. But here the meteorologist, when he tells you it's going down to 31, you expect 4 or 5 degrees swing, because I'm not in the city where they do the weather broadcast. I'm in the country, so my temperature gets down farther down because there's not that much asphalt to reflect the heat overnight. So usually the countryside is colder than the city. So I'm gonna come back here. This is another plants that I show in the video, but they were not covered yet. So it's not at the greatest coverage that I did, but when I put it, looked better. But the wind that has happened here has kind of moved the cloth around. But anyway, so I'm gonna look inside there. This is a elephant heart plum. So just like the Shiro plant, everything looks okay. The leaves looks okay. I mean, this cloth was above here. It's not hanging down like it is. But, you know, it still get some damage. But hopefully I'll get some fruit this year. So, also, this is my donut peach. Or flat peach. But it's called Saturn peach. There's different varieties of it. So this one didn't get too much affected, but you can tell the difference how vibrant that flower is compared to the flower up here. Like you see, like they kind of change color sort of, and size-wise, it drops a lot of the petals. But the center part of the plant, which is where the action really do happens, well, that's looking pretty good. I think this one did okay. I'm gonna back up a little bit so you can see part of my protection scheme. And that rod there was straight against the plant, but the wind must have grabbed it like a sailboat and pull it to the side. Also, I didn't realize the previous night I had taken out my my Pakistani mulberry that was in the ground. So when I saw it yesterday, I put it inside the greenhouse because she was cooked. So we're gonna come inside the greenhouse and take a look, because she has made a comeback. Okay, so I'm gonna get really close here so you can take a look. See how these leaves look burnt, and let me follow finger too close. So this one here, they kind of burned up on the edges. And look at this one. This one is total burned up. But then you look past them, you go to the top, and then you see green. You know, like they're not all got burned up. But this was totally unprotected outside. It was the night before, not last night. And the night before only went down to 32 degrees, so this one got cooked. So since she's in a pot that has roots sticking out from the side, so I was able to just pull it out and bring it inside the greenhouse, just to give it a what do you call, shelter from this inclement weather. So there you go, guys. I just wanted to show you. Also, somebody asked me about my fig. I guess you didn't see my video before. I wanted to show you that this figs has a lot of Breva figs in it. I can say that this plant has more than 50 Breva figs, and that is amazing. Because if you think, last year I have one Breva from this plant, a single one, and she was planted on the ground because I did not have a greenhouse to put it in. And also, she only gave me like 10 fruit. But this year she's gonna make up for it. Because as you can see, every little stick here has quite a bit of little figlets going on. So there you go, guys. I'm not gonna make this video too long. But all the way, so I'm all done also making my my air layers over here. So I have a total of 11 air layers, and we'll see how many will make it, because, like, you know, I'm not an expert. I'm doing this. I only done a few air layers before, so yeah, so there they are. And you know, you gotta go by what you see and see not growth on all the tips above the air layer part. But this is not their permanent home. Their home is going to be in ground. That's what all these grow bags, as you see the roots sticking out, they're all going to go in ground for the summer. And that's where they're going to get the best fruit possible. So just keeping my fingers crossed so I can multiply my plants and hopefully it'll work. Right, guys? So from Patio Frutal, hope you like, share, and subscribe, and hope you like this update. And not everything is lost in the Valley of Hope, where I live. So you guys have a great evening.